How's it, everybody? Our focus in this video is going to be a narrative essay. It was written by one of my students way back when in 2023. They did receive 2 marks for it, a 46 out of 50 and a 43 out of 50, so 92 and 86% respectively. But again, I could argue for more, argue for less. It really just depends. It is purely subjective, I believe. And it also depends on how you relate it to the topic. So yeah, feel free to utilize this essay. It is based on the human emotion of courage. You can always kind of mix it, match it, add it to the picture. You can use this essay as your own. But please note, you could fumble the bag here. You could score less than 80% if you just make a complete mess of it, you forget a couple words, the punctuation, and you don't apply it to the correct essay topic. So just something to be aware of. So courage is often imagined as something grand. A soldier in battle, a firefighter in flames, a hero saving a life. Always in every essay, something nice, really punchy to start the essay off. Now, this is a narrative essay. We are going to utilize the word I quite a bit. What makes it different from the reflective essay that I'm always, saying, please do that one. With the reflective essay, it's very introspective. You're evaluating, you're assessing, you're understanding an event from, your point of view. Narrative essay is in the flesh. It's present. It came quietly one afternoon in a moment that seemed ordinary at first, but changed the way I saw myself forever. It was the day I stood up to my own fear and realized that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it. Wow, very powerful. It happened during my first year of high school. Okay, so your grade 8 year. I just transferred to a new school where I knew no one. The students had grown up together for years, and I felt like an intruder in their world. Every morning, there's a comma there, should be a comma there, jammer. I sat alone at the edge of the courtyard, pretending to scroll through my phone so that no one would notice how out of place I felt. I wanted to disappear. Now, there is some kind of intersection between narrative and reflective essays. Think of a Venn diagram where those 2 little circles intersect. There is some common ground. It's a narrative essay, but we're also doing some level of introspection. We're like thinking about the situation, ourselves, our own feelings, emotions, all that good stuff. And one day during lunch, a group of boys began mocking another student in front of everyone. He was quiet, shy, and wore thick glasses that seemed too big for his face. The teasing started as jokes, but it quickly turned cruel. And I remember watching frozen as laughter spread through the crowd and my stomach tightened. I wanted to say something, but fear rooted me to the seat. So courage, this essay is very generic. We're using a very strong human emotion here. We've also got these undertones of bullying, trauma, all of that. And a nice rhetorical device here. Rhetorical question. Then I caught the boys' eyes. There was no longer anger in them, only humiliation. And in that instant, my fear, it felt smaller than his pain. And without thinking, I stood up and told the boys to stop. My voice, it shook. But it was loud enough to make them pause. And a few students, they laughed rather awkwardly, unsure of what to do. And the bullies, they muttered something under their breath and walked away. Do you see how I'm taking you on a journey here? I'm telling you a story. It's like in the flesh, as it happens, walking you through this journey of how, I became courageous. How I stood up to the bullies. How I said something. The courtyard, it fell silent for a moment, and I sat down again, my heart pounding as if I had just run a race. Nice little simile here. Again, please don't overdo it with similes or oxymorons or personification, whatever you opt to do in your essay. Just once is enough, twice at a maximum if you really see fit, but 3 times no, as I believe. Later that day, the boy came to thank me. He didn't say much, just smiled, a small, grateful smile that said more than words ever could. And from that day on, we often sat together at lunch. The fear that had once kept me silent began to fade, replaced by a very quiet confidence. I like that, quiet confidence. These are hallmarks of strong essays that grew each time I chose to act instead of hide. And looking back, I realized that courage rarely feels heroic in the moment. It feels terrifying, uncertain, lonely. But it is in those very moments of fear that we discover who we truly are. And the day I learned courage was not marked by applause or recognition. It was marked by a trembling voice that decided to speak anyway. And then just ending this really nice essay off And that has made all the difference. I think it was actually taken from a poem, stolen from a poem. I think it's Robert Frost, two paths converge in the woods, and I took the one less traveled by, something like that. But yeah, ending on a nice bang, tying everything together, bullying, courage, taking on a story. It's very short, it's very sweet. I believe this essay is just 420 words, give or take. So yeah, it's very nice to the T. You see, it's nothing really extravagant. You don't need to write this essay that is just so like verbose almost. So you're utilizing all these words that are just like out of your means, big words out of context, and it's just a bit of a show. There's not too many rhetorical devices, figures of speech. There's nothing fancy, no fancy punctuation marks or anything like that. It's just, yeah, it's simple, but it's got a nice element here. We're following your typical structure of a narrative essay. Looks good, feels good. And yeah, with narrative essays, it's best to just keep it simple. Take them on a journey, use words in context, structure it well enough, start with a bit of a bang and end with a bang too. Remember, it's this overall impression mark that is ever so important.